Computer Talk. Today, I want to talk about questions that we can ask when we want to talk about our computers. So, one of the very first questions that we want to ask is, what kind of computer do you have? Now, this question may mean, do you have a PC or a Mac? Or maybe it's asking the brand of your computer. For example, do you have a Dell? Do you have an HP? Do you have a Lenovo? Do you have an Acer? Or maybe you have a Chromebook. There are really many different types of computers. So this could also mean, do you have a desktop or a laptop or a notebook? So this question can mean a lot of things. So just go with what you think is correct. So here you can say, I have a Dell. But then maybe the person may have meant something else. Then you just have to clarify. No. I mean, what kind of computer do you have? Is it a desktop or a laptop? Then you just say, oh, okay, well, I have a laptop. Okay. All right. What's another question that people ask? Another common question is, what kind of processor does it have? You can say it has an Intel Core i7 processor, or maybe you have an i5, maybe you have an i3, maybe you don't have Intel at all. Maybe you have an AMD processor. So again, there are many different types of processors. Another general question that people like to ask is, how much RAM or memory does it have? These days, computers, I think, come with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then I think they go up in increments of 12. So, I mean 4. So I've seen 12 gigabytes before. I've seen 16 gigabytes. So here you can say it has 16 gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes of memory. Or you can just leave that out and say it has 16 gigabytes. Another common question that people ask is, how big is the hard drive? These days, I see a lot of hard drives that come with at least 1 terabyte. So you can say it has 1 terabyte. Some computers have half of that, so they have 500 gigabytes of hard disk space. Okay, so what is another common question? Oh yeah, they want to know how big your screen is. So you can say, how big is the screen? Or how big is your screen? You can say, my computer has a 17-inch screen, or it has a 17-inch screen. Some desktops I know have screens that are as big as 24 inches to 27 inches, or maybe even bigger. So that's that. Maybe you can even ask what the resolution is of the screen. A lot of computers these days, the higher end computers come with 4K, which is pretty nice. And then another common question that people ask is, how many USB ports does it have? Or just how many ports does it have? So you can say it has 4 USB ports. Or maybe you have 3 USB 2.0 ports and 1 USB 3.0 port. You might even have one USB-C port, which is quite popular these days. Another port, not a USB port, is an HDMI port. Usually desktops or laptops have one of these. Let's see, is there another port? Yeah, sometimes there are SD card slots. That's a common thing. Disk readers. They might even have a micro SD card slot as well. But anyway, these are just some of the general questions that you may ask about any computer, desktop or laptop. So take a look at these questions again. I encourage you to just practice reading the questions and answering them with several different answers. Just substitute the blank for different words. Same thing with these questions. And give it a go.